Paltrocast.
Do I call you Rashad? I don't know what I call you.
You can call me Rashad. You can call me Clint. It don't matter.
Rashad, Clint, thank you for taking the time. Congrats on your latest single, immediately taken off. Did you know that when For My Dawgs was coming out that, hey, we got a hit on our hands, or did someone go, this is the single, man?
I didn't at first. And because when I first had it, it was just me on it. And then we got Willie and Blanco on it. And I was like, I don't know. It's some fire now.
Yeah, it's interesting to see with your career how you're easily able to collaborate with other artists. And it's all sorts of genres. So like the Ariana Grande track, this track, the Kid Leroy track. Have you always been so open-minded with other music?
Yeah. I've always liked everything. And I try to put a little bit of everything in like anything I do.
Right. Because when I listen to your music, obviously I hear some country in there. I hear a little trap in there. I'm looking at a Tupac poster behind you. So as you said, you're into everything. Is there rock in there too, or is it just country, trap, pop?
It's some rock in there. It's a little bit of rock in there. I just like that amped up feeling.
Got it. So when you started out making music, how does that compare to what you're putting out these days? In other words, did you start out with a totally different sound?
I did. When I first started out, I was rapping. And I feel like I could always sing. Like my mama knew I could sing, but I didn't want to sing because I thought at the time singing was lame. And because I just thought rapping was cooler. And then I heard Trey Songz. I think that was the first singer that I actually was like, okay, this is cool. I can do this. And then I just start teaching myself how to sing from that point on. And we got to, I want to say it was maybe 2017, 2018. And I was like, I've like written almost every genre, but I ain't never tried country music. And it's like, I always listen to country music, but it's like, I don't know, I just never tried it. So I tried it, sent the song around to a couple friends, and they was like, bro, you should make a whole like project. So I was like, bet. And I went in, I think I did like 5 songs in like 2 weeks, because it's like doing country music, it just came easy to me. And it didn't feel like in rap or pop or R&B where I had to like put on this persona. It's like in country, I don't know. Like with country, it's cool to be broke.
Well, the ability to sing in the studio is different than the ability to perform live. Were you immediately able to perform the country stuff live?
It was I could, but it's like I hadn't done a lot of live performance, because it's like with like rap and even with some R&B stuff, you perform over a live track. And I thought,
Yeah.
like, I saw them doing that. I was like, oh, I guess I could do that in country. And it was like, oh, nah, you out there by yourself. And I don't know, once I started doing a couple of more shows and like getting into it, it's not the singing part that gets me. It's the, I guess, keeping it moving, the talking and trying to be like outgoing. And I'm like really introverted.
So at this point in time, do you have your jokes down or your between song things? Because there's only so many times you can say, are you all having a good time? Give it up for the band. It's good to be back, right? There comes that point where you go, I'm going to either hire people to write the jokes or you get good at it.
Usually I stay in my safe zone with introducing the next song, like giving a little backstory. Because I'm like, if I tell a joke and they don't laugh, I'm like, that's it.
Well, when you perform live, what's the set list like? Because you're a singles artist and you've collaborated with other people so often.
I throw in some covers, like we just finished up the Sticks and Swamp tour. It's me, Willie Jones, and Renee Blair. And I threw in some originals, did some unreleased songs. Mm-hmm. I did some covers like Folsom Prison Blues, Red Dirt Road. I did the cover of Ballin' that I did. And then I got this one section where I go like, oh, do y'all want to hear a love song? And they're like, yeah. I'll be like, yeah, this is a love song I heard in like 4th grade, and it stuck with me ever since. And then it started out with like the and then going to Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
Well, let's be honest, at this point in time, You look at artists like Hardy and Kid Rock, and you go, what genre are they? Because in the case of Kid Rock, he started off as a rapper on Jive Records, and then he eventually was a rap metal guy. Then he becomes a country guy. You know, there's a soul record somewhere in there. You look at Hardy, now he's a hard rock artist, but he was originally a country thing. I think you kind of have free reign to like Lil Wayne and country these days.
Yeah, it's like I feel like with this generation of artists, we grew up on so many different styles of music. And I feel like we're finally to a point where we don't have to suppress that side of our artistry. Like we could like put all of it in there because it's new fans listening to music nowadays, especially country music.
Right. So the latest single is for my dog. Already doing awesome on YouTube. You just finished the Sticks and Swamp tour. Are you allowed to say what's coming up for you in the near future?
Yeah, I'm working on this getting the next single together. It's gonna be called For the Streets. And hopefully we're looking at August, but right now we're working on the album.
Is that a collab track for the Streets?
No, it's just me by myself. I did that one. I was up here and I wanted to do something fun. And you ever heard that term? Like they'd be like, "Oh yeah, nah, she for the streets. She for the streets." I was like, "Oh, that'd be a cool title." So I flipped that and turned that into a song.
Right. You're not the first to do For the Streets, but you might be the first person to have a hit single called For the Streets. So
I'm hoping so.
And then in terms of touring, do you hope to be on the road 300 days a year, that kind of a country thing?
I'm still getting used to it. But it's like lately I've been having a lot more fun with it, so maybe.
Who's in your band?
When we did the 10 Roof tour, it was me, Alex, Wexler, and for bass we switched out between like Colin, Tarka, and Laird. And for the Sticks and Swamp tour, it was me, my drummer Smoke, electric guitar player Colin, and we had Phil on the bass.
Got it. So there are bands when you're ready to tour. And down to the last three questions here. When you're not touring, when you're not busy with music, what's life like for Rashad?
When I'm not doing music, probably playing the game.
Oh, you're a gamer.
Playing a little bit. I only got like 3 games I play.
Is one of them Fortnite? Because the song that you did with the kid Leroy, it's in Fortnite.
Nah, I suck at shooting games. If it's shooting or driving, I can't do it.
So what kind of games are those 3 or 4 that you do like?
On Xbox, I play Xenoverse 2, so like Dragon Ball Z. I play Spider-Man on the PS5. I play WWE 2K23, that's a new one.
Yeah.
I got Hogwarts, but I ain't played it yet.
So you're part of the anime and wrestling communities.
Yep.
Okay, I'm finding more country singers than not these days are WWE fans. Do you have your secret subgroup of WWE and AEW fans amongst artists?
I ain't found a lot yet. I know Hardy's a big wrestling fan.
Hardy is for sure.
I think I remember a while back it was a show I was watching and I saw him and Morgan there. So Morgan maybe.
Oh, I would say more people than not are. And you just have to break that ice and go, you like it, right? And then they're friends for life. Okay, well, last question I have for you. Besides WWE, do you have a TV recommendation that you could pass along, a thing that we should be watching on TV that you recommend?
If it's anything current, I don't know, because
Sure.
I usually catch up on stuff late. So right now, for some reason, I'm binging George Lopez. And it's like when we were kids, like getting up at like 2 and 3 in the morning, that was always playing on TV. And I just sat down and watched. I was like, well, I don't know why I never sat down and watched this. It's actually funny.
Did you know he has a beer? I didn't know that until I was just out in LA.
No, I did not know that.
He's got a beer. I think he also has a taco chain also.
Huh.
So what I'm getting at is somebody like him has that stuff. Jason Aldean, he has his whiskey, he has his other businesses. Do you think there might be a Rashad brand or chain or anything like that in your future?
Hopefully. I like to have a hat brand, wear a lot of hats.
Paltrocast.